Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Coffee with Carl. I am your host, Carl Zoellner, one of the attorneys with Anderson Business Advisors. And today we're going to chat a little bit about professional business entities. So most commonly, these are going to be the PC, the professional corporation, or the PLLC, which would be the professional limited liability company. So this won't be, let's say, applicable to all of you here. But if you are a professional, you may have seen these designations, or if they're popular in your state, you may have seen these designations as well. One state that comes up particularly often is California, because there are professions in California that require professional corporations. One that's come to mind is doctors tend to require professional corporations in California. One thing to note is, or one thing we look at when we start talking about PLLCs or PCs, is some states recognize a professional corporation and don't recognize professional LLCs. Some recognize professional LLCs, don't recognize professional corporations, and some recognize both. So it's going to depend on the state you're in as well as the profession you're in. One state that requires a professional business entity for real estate agents and brokers is Arizona, which is sort of random when we start talking about the sort of 50 state applicability. But that's another one that we see quite often. Something to keep in mind when we start looking at professional LLCs or professional corporations, if you are a professional, is we need to look at the language. So professional entities are great. Lots of professionals actually like them because it gives their business an additional level of seemingly an additional level of professionalism. However, not some states require it. Some states allow it. So we need to look at the language because, quite frankly, if it doesn't matter to you if you're a PLLC or a PC, a lot of times it's just going to be easier to run your business as a traditional corporation or traditional LLC. With PLLCs, there's generally rules that come along with them, who can be involved as an owner or have substantial decision-making power. It can only be professions of that same profession or professionals of that same profession. So some of the stuff we look at for professionals who are looking to set up business entities, it's certainly an option. In most states, there's one option or another. However, something to look at, right? In a world where I can set up something to be as flexible as possible, generally I'm going to try to remain as flexible as possible and not constrict myself. However, if you do think there is some benefit to having that professional designation on the entity, it is an option. We just need to look at it and draft that entity specifically for that purpose. Usually some additional filing requirements as well. So that's about it on our professional business entity talk here. Wanted to keep it relatively short. As always, keep taking advantage of all of our free education opportunities, as well as our free content that we put out on the web. So that's Toby's Tax Tuesday, our tax and AP events for our clients who've already gone through our tax and AP event. Our structure implementation series is awesome. That answers a lot of the questions you have starting out. As well as try to get a hold of TaxWise in our newly reformatted nonprofit class as well. So a lot of different education opportunities out there. One of my favorites as well is our Infinity Investing course. So take a look at that. So with that, I will bid you all adieu, and we'll see you on the next Coffee with Carl. It was a pleasure chatting with you all again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, everybody.